What other people have to say about us has nothing to do with us. It has everything to do with them. If you try to serve everyone, you will not serve anyone. I'll tell you that right now.
Hey, welcome to Scaling with Confidence. I'm Olu Sobanjo, entrepreneur, coach, consultant, and pastor, here to bring you dynamic conversations with high-level individuals who are scaling 6, 7, and 8-figure businesses. We believe that every entrepreneur has a unique story and purpose that can inspire others and positively impact the world. And if you are an entrepreneur who's ready to share your journey and insight, visit scalingwithconfidence.com/guest to apply to be a guest on the show. You are going to love this show. You're going to hear real stories from real people who are ready to inspire, challenge, and empower you. We don't just talk business strategy, we dive deep into the personal stories, challenges, and mindset that come with scaling a successful business. So let's go. Super excited to have you here, Colleen. I'm so glad that we get to do this together.
Thanks for having me. I'm really humbled to be here. So thanks for bringing me in and having me here and being a guest on this show. It's really exciting.
Awesome. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about you? What do you do?
Well, I am what you would call a corporate dropout. So I dropped out of corporate about 4 years ago and honed my skills in consulting with businesses for a really long time. And I've been really humbled and honored and have a lot of gratitude for the business owners, about 300 or 400 that I've been able to work with. You can see I'm traveling today. I'm in Vegas, so I'm not even at my home office. And the beauty of being an entrepreneur and empowering other female entrepreneurs to launch or scale or accelerate their business really is being able to work from anywhere. And people ask me, you have 7 kids and 12 grandkids. How do you balance it all? And I say, I don't. It's all about priority. And I chose priority to be here with my husband this week while he had a conference in Vegas. And I said, no problem. I'll be here for you. I'll support you. I'll meet with your clients. And then I'll work during the day from the hotel. So here we are.
That is amazing. So I'm guessing that you work with your husband, and can you tell us a little bit more about that? Like you just mentioned you work with him with his clients. Tell us
Yeah. So my husband is actually a drone operator. He has been running a company in Arizona since for probably about the last 8 years. I don't remember when he started it, maybe somewhere in 2012, 2013, I guess. But he's been a drone operator, and him and I work together on a lot of pieces like marketing for client acquisition. And it's not like I work directly in his business, although he will tell you he's been trying to steal. I feel pulled with working with female entrepreneurs. And so that is why I'm still continuing to work with them. And I'm not moving away from that. And I love having the community of women that are part of our tribe that I work with to get them visibility. And so my husband does the same thing in his business. He gives visibility to construction sites, to real estate, to commercial real estate. And I get to provide that to female entrepreneurs so they can grow their brand, expand their influence, and attract the right clients.
Amazing. That's a powerful duo right there. Yeah, it's really nice to get to know about you. And can you tell us a little bit about how you got started? You said you're corporate dropout. What do you mean?
Yeah. So it just wasn't for me, right? Being on the wheel and working in corporate, kind of being in that box where you're told what to do, how to do it, who you work with. I love to be able to collaborate with other people that I want to work with, surround myself with people that I want to collaborate with. And so I got started way back in 2002 working with individual owners that were launching their own businesses. And I was taught how to negotiate contracts for real estate, how to design buildings, how to help individuals launch very successful businesses. And so I just repeated it over and over and over again. And about 340 businesses later, it probably over 400 or 500 now. Here I am today, and I've worked with thousands of entrepreneurs on launching multiple businesses, bringing on sales teams, And just the number one key in all that is in scaling a business is telling everybody about you, right? How can someone confidently walk into your building, your store, or go on your website and purchase something from you if you're not confidently sharing who you are, what you do, and how you solve their problem? And so that's really where my niche is and where I've become an expert in working with female entrepreneurs in that area.
And isn't that interesting? Because do you find do you find that female entrepreneurs are afraid, if I would use that word, to show up?
Yes. So 1,000%. Usually it's this fear, the false evidence appearing real. And that fear really comes from them wondering what other people think about them. Are they going to see through me? I have these limiting beliefs, and those beliefs are going to be because someone's going to judge me and they're going to tell me I'm not smart enough, or I don't know enough, or they're going to judge me on what I'm wearing, to tell you the honest truth. So I do honestly believe that there's a fear factor that's in place, and this fear factor is a limiting women in what their potential is today.
Wow, I agree with you because that was my story. And I remember way back when I didn't even know that I was a people pleaser. And now, do you find that happen a lot where you almost like in a coma state that you're not even sure you're limited?
Mhm.
Do you see that happen?
Yeah, so I call those blind spots. So what we don't know, right?
Mhm.
So for us as women, we have these blind spots in areas that we don't see that are happening for us in business. So where a business consultant like myself comes into play is we're able to see it from an outside perspective, and we can see where you're limiting yourself. We can see where your blind spots are. We can see where you're leaving money on the table. We can see how you're not selling what you could be selling because your clarity of your message sucks, if you want me to be honest, right? So if you want me to be just straightforward,
Mhm.
there's so many areas that we don't see ourselves. I would say, even to challenge every female or male looking and watching this video, go look in the mirror at yourself and tell me what you and don't see. And I guarantee you are going to see about 50% of what myself or you would see in this person, right? So we always limit ourselves. We judge ourselves. We're the first person that we let down. We're the first body that we put on hold and don't take care of our health. And women especially will serve with from a dry cracked cup, right? We need to fill the cup, have it overrun in the saucer, and be pouring into people from that. And then that way we're filled and we become a stronger mother, a stronger business owner, a stronger friend, a stronger colleague through all of that work.
Wow. Now,
Yeah.
I love all that you're sharing, and I have question I mean all sorts of questions are popping up in my head as I'm listening to you. But I just want to go back to where it all started for you. How did you leave corporate, and where did all this start from?
Yeah, so I left corporate America back in 2019, and I left corporate America because I was not fulfilled anymore. I was literally feeling like doors were closing, and I wasn't fulfilled and happy anymore. And there was just something kept pulling me away. And I honestly had no idea how I was going to make money. I really didn't know. I know that I wanted to start a female organization to bring entrepreneurs and women in corporate together, for them to be able to network, for women to be able to expand their influence, get visibility, be seen, be heard, be visible. This was everything I was planning. And then I went from that to taking my consulting that I was doing and bringing that to female entrepreneurs as well. So when I first came out of corporate America, I took this huge leap of faith, which is why my community is called Leap, my programs are called Leap, because unless we really truly want something for ourselves, believe it's possible, and take the leap of faith, we're never really going to know what's possible for ourselves, right? To expand beyond what we think is a limiting belief for ourselves. So I took that leap. I leaped out of corporate America. I gave my notice and I was a personal trainer. I taught classes. I trained people individually. I did some consulting on the side. I worked with companies to help them refurbish their marketing. I did probably 5 different jobs when I came out of corporate America to be able to generate income until I was able to build my community big enough. And let me tell you, I was everywhere. I was in every networking event. I went to every online event I could. I flew around to 10 cities in 10 states and inviting people in for lunches to talk to them. And I just wasn't scared to get out there to say, hey, our voices matter, your voice matters, and I'm going to give you a place to share that opinion. And it was very well accepted.
Wow, that's courageous right there. And did you were you what were you preaching? Were you talking about your consulting services at the time?
I wasn't. It had nothing to do with my consulting services. Everything that I was really speaking from the mountaintops was to encourage every single female in that room to speak up for what her opinion was, to speak up for what position she wanted in corporate America, to speak up and tell people about her brand if she was a female entrepreneur, to speak up and share her opinion about her worldviews, to speak up for herself and her family and her community and her business. It was really about her. It was nothing about me. It had nothing to do with me. It had everything to do with her. And still, my philosophy today and everything that I do, whether it be my community or in my individual coaching that I do with female entrepreneurs, it's always about them and them getting the opportunity to expand their influence and attract their right clients, to expand their brand, to speak up from whatever platform they feel is necessary that they need. And so I've just continued creating these platforms for them. And then I also link arms with people that have these platforms for them to be able to get additional visibility.
I love that. I love that. And that's one of the reasons why I love the fact that you're here on this summit with us, helping women out there, people, entrepreneurs out there that are ready and they're crying out and saying, but I don't know what to do. What do I do right now? What would you say to someone like that right now? They already have a business and they want to actually scale it, but they're not sure how to do it. What would you say?
Yeah. I'm glad that you asked me that question because it's one of my specialties. So, the very first thing I would say is who are you surrounding yourself with, right? So, the number one thing that we need to make sure we do is surround ourselves with people that are going to fuel our success, have connections and opportunities for us to be able to get on platforms, to be seen, to use our voices to speak one to many. So I would say, who are you connected with that can get you on stages? Who are you connected with that can get you on podcasts? Who are you connected with that you can go speak in front of a group, that you can get to network in a tribe, that you can teach a master class, you can mastermind with people. Again, networking, 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 networking. I can't say enough about it, but that is how I grew my business. It's how my clients grow their businesses. It's really about getting yourself out there. And the first step you have to take is to be seen and get out there. So, who are those people that you're connected to right now that are going to get you that visibility that you need?
Wow, that's that's very good, and it ties back to confidence. Now, how do you address someone that says, "But I'm not confident to do that"?
I'm gonna say, okay, do you have someone on your team that can do that? But here's the thing, right? We what other people have to say about us doesn't matter, right? So when you're confident in what you do, we don't need to necessarily be confident that someone is going to take our message the way that we intend to say it. We need to be confident knowing that we know that there's a problem out there that we solve. We know that we are the bridge to that problem that they have, and we can solve it for them, and then we just need to tell them what to do afterwards. It's that simple. So not no, without judgment aside, right? So no judgment. If we're clear that I'm very clear in all of the hundreds and thousands of people that I've worked with that I am able to take their message, help them grow their business, help them drive more revenue, help them scale with confidence, because I work on confidence with women. Everybody out there right now that's sitting there, your business will only grow to the extent that you grow. So if you're not working on yourself, if you're not working with other people that can see your blind spots, that can hold you accountable for the things that you say you're going to do, and you're trying to do it out there alone, then it's going to take you a lot longer. It's going to be a lot harder, and you're going to feel more isolated. And what happens when your fuel runs out and you don't have someone surrounding you that's able to give you that extra boost and belief that you need in yourself to get you moving? That's what I find hurts a lot of women, is they don't have those people surrounding them, gives them that extra boost. So we should never be out there trying to run our businesses on our own without other people around us that can give us that extra fire when we need it, that extra confidence and belief.
Awesome. Awesome. I love that. I love the fact that you, when you were talking there, just there you said no judgments, judgments aside. And I think that a lot of times we are bombarded by things that look okay but actually are judgments. How do
Mhm.
you help people in the world, in the business world, to actually continue to scale? Because for example, we know shiny object syndrome, right?
Yeah.
How do you deal with that and still grow at the level that you're at, but not be overwhelmed or carried away by the shiny object?
Yeah, I have some clients that actually struggle with that. So that's perfect. And what I've done is two things. I've said you need to be held accountable to talking to someone through your impromptu buying, that you want to go buy this shiny object that you think is going to change everything, right? That silver bullet. So I'll say, have someone accountable. And one of my clients right now, she goes to her husband. And anytime she wants to spend money in her business for something she thinks is going to get her closer to her goal, she will go to her husband and have that conversation. And then he asks her a series of questions like, okay, great. Why do you need it? Is it going to get you to your goal faster? What is the return on it? Whatever those questions are. And by the time she gets to the third question, generally she's decided at that point, either I don't need it or this is a smart investment. Or maybe she'll come back to me at that point and say, hey, here's the goals that I set. So for everyone out there, start with your goals first, right? We have our goals that we set up for ourselves either in a week or a month or a year. If these items that come your way aren't working you towards your goal or getting you to where you want to be in your business that year or next year, then the answer to that should be no. And we need to be okay with saying no to the things that aren't going to work for us. We have to remember, if we say yes to everything, then frankly, we're saying no to something else along the way. And a lot of people don't believe that. So we do need to make sure that when we are saying no to things, it creates boundaries for us, and it actually we keep our power, right? We become more powerful when we create those boundaries and say no.
Awesome, awesome. So
Yeah.
you had said two things. So the first one was find an accountability person, someone to be accountability, and then the other one is say no. Is that the second one?
That's right. Yeah, knowing what your boundaries are and
Okay.
being comfortable enough to tell someone, "Thank you so much for the opportunity, but at this time, it's not for me." And if
Mm-hmm.
you need to explain why, tell them why. But
Mm-hmm.
no is a full sentence, I tell
Mm-hmm.
people. And it's okay to say no because it's setting a boundary.
Yeah.
When it comes to judgment, what you talked about earlier is what other people have to say about us has nothing to do with us. It has everything to do with them.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're confident in who you are and how you serve people, what other people think really doesn't matter. There's two pieces to this. When women struggle with confidence and when women struggle with self esteem, generally it's because they've put the spotlight on themselves. When I talk to women about stepping into the spotlight to expand their influence to attract the right clients, I'm not saying have everybody look at you all the time and make it all about you. You never want to make it about you. You always want to make it about other people. So when you're speaking from stage and you're standing there, the spotlight should be the people in the audience. How can you motivate them? How can you inspire them? How can you send them a message that day that changes their life, right? How can you create community from that stage? So when the spotlight is on the people that you're serving, then you're not looking at all of your blind spots and all of your limiting beliefs, and you're not focusing on yourself, you're focusing on other people, which helps a lot when you're expanding your influence.
That's true. That's true. I really love that. You said you said a lot of great things that I'm gonna need to listen to this. But I love the fact that you're putting the spotlight on the people that you're out there to help. And as you're doing that, you don't have that challenge of what about me, or do I even have the confidence? It's not in the picture anymore because you're focusing on the other people, right?
Hmm.
Beautiful,
That's right.
beautiful, beautiful. Now, when you meet people and you talked about your business being leap, everything, all that you do is take the leap of faith. What are the steps that you take people through? Is there anything simple that you can share with us?
Yeah. Especially for today, because we're talking about scaling with confidence. The very first thing that we need to do is get very clear on our passion, our why, right? Why are you doing what you're doing in the first place? So
Mhm.
is there a greater impact that you're making? Have you felt pulled from God to be able to help other people, to serve other people? And then the second thing is get very clear on the niche of people you work with. A lot of coaches out there are going to tell you some different things. This is what's always worked for me, always worked for my clients, is get very clear on who you serve. If you try to serve everyone, you will not serve anyone. I'll tell you that right now. So get very clear on who you serve. I work with a client who only serves transformational energy healers. That's all she works with. And she does event planning for them, and she does marketing for them. So her messaging is super clear on who she works with, how she works with them, and how she's able to serve them because of her background, right? So she knows exactly who her market is. So once you get very clear on your purpose and you're very clear on your market, the next thing is to get very clear on your message. When you're clear on your message, which is what is the problem that you have? How am I the bridge to solve that problem? And then what are your next steps? It's the only three things that anyone needs to know when they're starting a business, scaling a business. If you just get clear on those things to start, and then once you're clear on that, so now you know why you're doing it, you know exactly who you're serving, and you know exactly what the problem is and how you solve it, you can go talk from any stage, any podcast, any networking event, and people know exactly what you do and the next steps they need to take advantage of that. And that's clearly how it's easy to scale your business just from the very start.
Hmm. Yes. So it circles around confidence, clarity,
Hmm.
being clear on every part of the thing that you do, so that you can confidently go out. And the clarity from what you're saying, I'm getting that the clarity births the confidence. Does that make sense?
Yes. So, yes, once you're clear, and then what happens is when you get in action, I think that's the biggest piece, right? Once we get in action and we're out there and we're starting to talk to more people, and then they're starting to validate, oh, yeah, that sounds really great. I had no idea you did that. Then, once we start validating that, that's what creates your confidence. So, if you do nothing with with the clarity, with the why, with your messaging, with what you know, then your confidence isn't going to increase. The more that you're in action and the more that you're taking action on what you're doing and asking people to work with you and giving them the opportunity to work with you, that's when you see your confidence exponentially increase.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I know we can go on and on and on about this, and I'm really loving the conversation. But I know that you have a gift for listeners today, and I'd like you to tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, thank you. I've talked a lot about visibility today, right? And working with my clients on being seen, being heard, and being visible, and how the number one rule in business is tell everybody about you. So I have a gift, which is 7 ways for you to step into the spotlight immediately and attract your dream clients. And with that comes interviews that I've done with some authors in my book about how they were able to become influencers in their area their expertise and how they teach you how you can become influencers in your expertise to become an expert. So there's going to be a toolkit. There's some invitations for you to come and play with us at some of our networking events. You get some author interviews. So it's a big toolkit, and it tells you exactly what you need to do to take action today to start getting yourself out there to get more visible so you can scale your business with the confidence that you need.
I love that. I love that. Thank you. Thank you so, so much. Now, I don't know, is there anything else that you would like everyone watching to know about?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you this. In my community, we do a book club, and we're reading a book right now called Big Potential. So this is on my mind, and this is why I want to share it. We are not meant to do this alone. So I'm going to say to everybody out there, my biggest piece of advice I can give you today is to find a tribe. Make sure that you're surrounding yourself with people that are fueling your success, that are more successful than you, that are there to believe in you. They have the confidence in you. They're going to hold you accountable. Find the right tribe for yourself, whatever that means. Get rid of the naysayers, get the negative people out of your life. It will change your life forever when you decide to surround yourself with the people that support you, that love you, that want to be there for you. And I just literally came from having a conversation with the ladies in my book club, and it was a consensus across the board that they said, we don't even know how women grow businesses anymore without the support that we offer in this group. And I said, I don't know. I've always surrounded myself with great people. So I'm going to just beg every single person out there to surround yourself with people that are going to help fuel your success, and it will go much faster and easier than it is today.
Brilliant. Thank you so, so much. Now, when you were saying that, I was wondering, a lot of people, some people think that they need to create the community to have the community, right? What would
No,
you say,
you
sir?
don't.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, so we can go out there and join all kinds of tribes. There are organizations out there that exist for women in business, men in business, anyone, entrepreneurs in business. There's meetups, there's communities like the Leap community that I run for women. There's all kinds of other communities out there. There's BNIs, right? Go join something that's going to give you the support you need and the connections you need for you to be able to scale your business with confidence. You don't have to create your own community like I did. That's just what God pulled me and called me to do, to be able to bring women together so that they would feel supported in this community. But that is just one of the model ways of my growth of my business. But for you, you might not be interested in that. You might just want to join another community. So there are thousands of them out there, and they're also niched down to maybe even what your expertise is. And you want to work with other women in tech, or you want to work with other women that are working with divorced women in as an entrepreneur, or that have podcasts, and you want to join other people that run podcasts and you want to learn more about that. So join a tribe of people that you have things in common with.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing so much with us today. And I could see the it's about them feel from you. So thank you for sharing with us today. And everyone, thank you so much for joining us. And I'll see you in the next video.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening to Scaling with Confidence. If you'd like to be featured on this show, check us out at scalingwithconfidence.com/cashflow and attend my next live challenge, where I'll reveal the 3 secrets to increasing your visibility for more profit. And if you're an entrepreneur that would like to be celebrated for your success and be on this show, please visit scalingwithconfidence.com/guest. Keep shining. The world needs your light.